felt strange the day you walked away. Yo, I have to like gradually adjust to having a touchscreen laptop. I should be used to it by now. This should not still be a thing that perplexes me. Anyways, good morning, Cyber. Cyber, when you said "Can it be stream time," were you saying it in the tune of "Can we believe"? Because that's how I hoid it. Oh no! What did I do? What did I do, Cyber? I feel like the camera's really far away today. How's that? That's better. I think. Got a little sun on the camera, but it can't be helped. Anyways, today is Tuesday. Oh my god, did I stream yesterday? Yesterday was the longest day. Today's trash day. Today's Tuesday. I'm very sorry about that. Today's Tuesday. I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope everybody's happy. I hope everybody's healthy. Wait, Cyber. What were you talking about? What did I do? What did I do? Now I want to know. You don't have to tell me, by the way. I'm going to play over and under now, though. I'm trying to, for over and under, I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get that bass line. And it's just so hard because the notes that it hits are very difficult for me to hit with my pinky. Because my pinky has, like, the dexterity of, like, I don't know what doesn't have dexterity. I don't have a good analogy for that. Oh. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought it was connected to the laugh. Close. Close. I guess I have to go with my middle finger. Maybe. It actually turns out it's not as hard as I thought it was. Have started with this song though. This is like a intermediate to a higher level song. I usually have to warm up into it. My hands are still asleep. hard to get on the 5. Cyber, what are you singing? Wait, are you not singing? Whoa, that actually was... Sorry. Sorry, Cyber. That actually wasn't part of our joke. I think I was reading your comments backwards. And I also was to say I wasn't reading them completely. And I saw hit the ground running, and then I saw flows from your fingers, and then I saw catching your drift, and it just sounded like Eurobeat. It sounded like an Initial D song. It just sounded like really dramatic. Did you get much sleep last night? I did not. I went to sleep. I woke up at like 4:05 or something like that, like a little bit after 4, and I never went back. I never returned. And I also was up pretty late last night, till like 1-ish. But I'm not sleepy. I don't feel sleepy. I feel like it's just me and you in here, Cyber. Thank you, Cyber. I appreciate you. No, they look like Eurobeat lyrics. It makes the piano sound broken when you do that. God dang it. Hold on. Omni, what are you doing? Oh, it's trash day, that's right. Dang it. What's the chord that comes after that? I can hear it in my head, I just need to find it. They're putting Among Us on Switch. Today? What? I mean, I guess I'm shocked that it wasn't on Switch already. Does Switch have voice chat, Cyber? Focus on me. Also, use Rhodes piano. It sounds better. There it is. it's called. I do use it a lot. Wait. Oh, I guess I don't use it a lot. I don't know that I've ever used it before. Because Jumpin' Jaybird is. It's like. At this rate, you're better off just using Discord. It says, Cyber, you can talk through there, but it's not like a party thing. You only when you're actively playing a match in Smash or something. Huh. Download a phone app. Link to your Switch. Jesus Christ. Is the phone app, Cyber, is the phone app like official Nintendo? Works for various other things in games, but also has the party chat in mind. Oh, that's cool. What else does it do? Oh, Cyber. About Cyberpunk. I've never had to say it out loud. I forgot that your handle's on the game name. Okay, in Cyberpunk, I assume you've been playing it a little bit. Can you tell me about the city? About Can you tell me about I almost said Knife City. Can you tell me about Night City? The city is huge and detailed. Word. How does it feel? Because I mean, whatever. Like, right, I don't play that many sandbox games anymore. But I know, that's not true. Wow, that's incredibly not true. Why did I just say that? I think that just autopiloted out of my mouth. I mean, I just played, like, Ghost of Tsushima. So, I feel like, I remember when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, and I remember renting it, and I didn't have a memory card. I actually didn't have a memory card for a very long time, by the way. For my PlayStation 2. I remember owning a PlayStation 2, but not yet having a memory card. Or wait, no, that's not what the problem was. Wait. No, that was the problem. I didn't have a memory card, so I couldn't save my progress on Grand Theft Auto, and I also didn't own it. My parents rented it for me from Blockbuster, and I remember playing it and thinking, like, there is zero way that this game is real. There's zero, like, I'm playing a fantasy. Like, the city's so big. There's so many real people walking around. They're talking. They're having conversations with each other. Like, the amount of impressed I was just like walking down the street and like seeing, like, I don't know, a cop chase somebody or like two people getting in a fight. I was like, this is so, it's a living, breathing world. There's no difference between GTA 3 and going outside. It was amazing. And of course, you know, looking back on it now, it's like, oh, you can only like actually enter like in this massive city. I think you can enter like 8 buildings, and half of those are ammunition stores. You know, it's like it seems very limited by comparison. But from what I've seen, which by the way, Cyber has not been a lot. I have kind of almost intentionally avoided a lot of gameplay footage of Cyberpunk. At least this year I have. And so, oh, hi, Liam. sorry, Liam. Welcome. I hope you had fun in the Abyss, by the way. In Animal Crossing, you can type on the phone instead of in-game, which I imagine is a lot faster. They give you a surprising amount of freedom to jump over stuff, says Cyber, talking about Cyberpunk. They give you a surprising amount of... Like, is it like parkour type jumping? Like climbing and stuff like that? Or... I find myself climbing the sides of buildings and on top of roofs pretty often. Oh. 5 years to make it. You can see they took 5 years to make it, and it shows. The world is pretty large and explorable. Word up. That's what I like. That's what I want. I spend a lot of time just walking around and listening to NPCs. Some people you can interact with. Oh, I like this scene. First few hours, they sort of nudge you along to finish the main story beats before getting to the title screen. Interesting. Those chords sounded fine, but those are all the wrong chords. I haven't had my console crashing. I haven't had any console crashing bugs, and I've had my fair share of floating guns and occasional missing limbs of NPCs. That's no bother. You know, I was actually thinking, talking, doing. I was thinking, talking, doing about games yesterday, and talking about like my expectations from games, and people talking about like buggy games and stuff like that. Something I realized about myself that I hadn't like admitted out loud until I got to that conversation is that bugs in games often don't bother me. Also frame rate dropping in games also kind of rarely bothers me. I think it's something that my brain like snaps to and I adjust to it. Also, I'm sure you will know what I'm talking about, Cyber. I'm sure a lot of people would know what I was talking about, but you're here now, so I'm talking to you. So, this thing happens in Street Fighter 2. This thing happens in Street Fighter 2 where, like, Yes, I know when you land the final blow, the game slows down. It's like the slow motion, like ooh, 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 and the person like flies, and it's done for dramatic effect. And boy, does it nail it! It feels good to get that last hit. But also in Street Fighter 2, the game is just really like, I'm not gonna say it's poorly made because that's a wild thing to say, but I am going to say it's like sometimes when you're doing a little bit too much damage, maybe to like like an enemy, things kind of slow down to a crawl a little bit. Like you'll jump and you kind of feel like you're getting like way more hang time than you should, or like you're hitting the character too fast. Like you're doing like your little high-low combo, or you have them in the corner and you're doing like dragon punches, and it kind of like you're getting stuck a little bit. I don't know what to call that. I don't know if that's just the game chugging. I don't know if that's a frame rate drop. I don't actually know what's happening there, but it is a thing that happened in Street Fighter 2. And for some reason, since it usually only coincides with a lot of fast action, Cyber says Street Fighter 2 had several revisions, so it depends on which version you're talking about. Interesting. Super Ultra? Sorry. Street Fighter 2, Super Ultra. Street Fighter 2, before DJ was added. DJ was not there. Super Turbo, my bad. On arcade, on console. The thing that I'm talking about is also on my console version, but I remember it happening in the arcade. I'm remembering it happening in the arcade, but also even just on my PlayStation, because I have a little anniversary collection that comes with like a bunch of different versions of 2 and then 3. And it also kind of happens on that one. But specifically on the one, probably not Super Turbo, by the way. Probably not Super Turbo, because this was before DJ was added, and also before Homie with the does he even have a hatchet, or did I make that up? No, his fighting stance is like this. He's like a Native American dude. Is his name T-Hawk or Tomahawk? I might be confusing him with... Oh, his name is T-Hawk. Alright. Is the T for Tama? Nah, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Anyways, it was before he was added. The game kind of chugs a little bit. Wow, I've spent a lot of time on this detour. Hi Dar. Hi, Umbe. And good morning. The T stands for thunder. Now I feel like a fool. Now I feel like I'm the one that's wrong, and not Japan. Anyways, in the games before he was added, like, because those are the ones I spent the most time on, there is this kind of like when you've got the computer in the corner and you're really giving them the business, the game does kind of chug, and it's like not getting your inputs out as fast, and it's like even when you like get them with a big heavy, like when you get them with like a heavy hit and they do the full like lean back, it's like, you know what I'm saying. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. It's like the game chugs, and I've equated that with like, it's cool, like I want that, you know, like I equate that with like I'm doing a good job, I'm doing a lot of damage, so the game's going slow because it can barely keep up with me, baby. And so when I'm playing other games, like if I'm playing like Final Fantasy 15 or something, or if I'm playing Perfect Dark, the old one, of course the old one, the one that exists, the one on N64, or if I'm playing GoldenEye, or if I'm playing like anything and the frame rate starts dropping because a lot is happening, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like, wow, this game can't even handle me. I'm doing so much. There was a few sections in Control, no spoilers obviously, but there was a few sections in Control where there was just so much happening on screen, and I was like doing a lot, and I was like bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. And the game does like chug a little bit. The frame rate drops noticeably. I'm not going to say significantly or to a game-breaking degree, but it does drop notably. And it doesn't bother me because it makes me feel like it's a direct result of me being good at the game. So for some reason, when people talk about bugs in games, a lot of the bugs in games don't bother me. Obviously, a game crashing bothers me. A game impeding me from being able to do the thing I need to do. Like, if there's a bug where it's like, oh, you can't save, or a bug where like, oh, you can't fight this boss, or a bug where like, this NPC you need to talk to just isn't spawning. Obviously, a bug like that bothers me. Things like you know, floating guns characters not having limbs, or like dialogue being played at the wrong times. I totally understand when people say like this has broken my immersion, because it does break immersion, but it usually plays comedically for me instead of frustratingly, if that makes sense. Anywho, in Cyberpunk, the game going slow makes it unplayable. Okay, well, all right. There's a definite intentional slowdown as game mechanic, and the shoot 'em up games I occasionally play. I showed them to Lindsay, but in Cyberpunk the game slows down to like 15 frames per second on base PS4. Oh, I'm never gonna play this game on PS4. Oh, but yes, it does exist on PS4, so I shouldn't say that. It shouldn't run well. Yes. Um, Earth Defense Force used to have insane frame drops on PS3, says Umbe, when a lot of enemies are on screen, and they called it a slow-mo feature. That's pretty dope. I mean, in a lot of the games, for example, I don't know how many of you guys played the game Perfect Dark. I've never actually played the story of Perfect Dark. Um, for being transparent, I did play it multiplayer a lot of times. I often played four-player split screen with one of my cousins, who I'm thinking about for the first time now in years now. I hope he's okay, anyways. But anywho, his name was Michael. I would play with my cousin, my friend Anthony, and my friend Miles. That would come sometimes. Anyways, we'd play split screen, it's like GoldenEye, it's just first person shooter. You're running around an arena trying to kill each other. But we would also load but the thing that was cool about that game, which I don't know if you could do with GoldenEye, I don't remember, it's been a long time. But something you could do with Perfect Dark was you could make it so that there was a lot of NPCs, and it's like you were on a team, and then there would be the opposing team, which would be like cyan or yellow or red or the green team. And so you could set it to where like you were on a team with all of your NPCs versus your friends who also had a team of NPCs, or you can make a death match, or you understand how teams work. So what me and my friends and my cousin would do a lot of times is we would make the entire map easy. Like we would put the difficulty on easy, like just load it full of the max amount of NPCs you could have plus us, which wasn't that many. And it was I think like us plus like 6 other NPCs. Load it full of NPCs and set them on easy difficulty, and then we would just run around, killing them all because it was easy. But there was this thing in the game, there is these proxy mines in the game where like you would throw and it would stick to anything, they'd stick to a wall, stick to a ceiling, and we would like because you could also set the items in the game, like the weapons that would spawn. We would set it so it would just like spawn a bunch of like pistols and proxy mines. And so we would go into specific rooms and like load it up with proxy mines, just like all on top of each other, like the walls basically lined with it, and wait on the other side. And an NPC character would come through, and all of the mines like triggering at the same time emulated a slow motion effect, because it was nearly game breaking. It was like you could count the frames. It was just like and I was like, oh, this is so cool. It's like the Matrix. And so frame drops have to be extremely bad for, like, they have to be really bad. When you're saying 15 per second, it would have to sustain 15 frames per second for a pretty long time for me to actually have a problem. 15 frames per second is something that I could deal with for 5 seconds. I could do that for 5 seconds. What is that, 75 frames? I could do after the 75 frames runs out, I'm gonna need some fluid motion again, but yeah. 15 frames per second to pause to crash. Okay, well, yeah, that's not something that I can deal with then. I don't think you'd be happy with it. Well, yeah, I want to be able to play the game. I feel like maybe that was implied. I want to be able to. I can play a game with low frame rate, but if the game then stops being a game, and then, well, I'm not having a good time anymore. But I do like the occasional frame drop, and I blame that on Nintendo 64, because Nintendo 64's games would just be doing that. I mean, even Donkey Kong 64 had some like really wild frame drops. Not like in story things, but it's like you could do it. You could like make it happen if you were if you were particularly wild. I'd never buy that game on anything but PC, says Umbe about Cyberpunk. I used to play games I had on a really bad laptop, 2 FPS. Holy crap! And had a blast. So I'm the same. Yeah, I don't know. It's like in me now. I hear you, Umbe. But yeah, games crashing. Obviously, that's a bummer. One of my biggest issues. One of my biggest issues. Nintendo has always been behind the curve on the tech side. Word up. It is. I don't like Nintendo. One of my big issues with Genshin Impact is because it's a game that needs internet for reasons, and so and you guys know my internet just crashes sometimes. So if like I'm in the middle of a boss battle and the internet goes out, the funny thing happens actually. The game doesn't just close. Like I'll still be like hitting the boss, but none of his health will be going down, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait for like this damage to register, and the damage doesn't go down, and then like weird things start happening around the field, like trees stop blowing in the wind. That's usually one of the first things that happens. The wind in game no longer generates. Clouds stop moving. My health stops going down when I take damage, which at first is pretty cool, um, and then one of those little those little loady rings pops up, but the character keeps talking, which is really interesting to me. Anyways, Nintendo 64 was the last Nintendo console that I owned. If we're not counting DS, I did have a DS for a little while, which, by the way, I enjoyed. If somebody came to me today and they said, Omni, when did Nintendo get it right? I'd say every time, baby. But the DS, specifically, because I never actually owned a DS. My first DS was the DSi. I would say the DSi was one of the coolest things that I've owned as far as video games, and that's including like PlayStation 2, that's including PlayStation 4. Like the DS still, like, that thing felt good. It felt so solid. Like I feel like I could have killed somebody with it if I wanted, obviously not gonna hurt anybody, but it just felt like, oh, I could do damage with this. And it also, like, I could drop it. I felt like I could do damage to other people with it, and I felt like I could barely do damage to the DS itself. And it also had a pretty good games library, which is tough for me, right? Because Nintendo typically, for me personally, doesn't have like the library that I care about. But the DS had like a lot of really cool games on it. Nintendo used to be pretty good with their hardware, says Cyber. What happened? Can't confirm it's a brick. Yeah, what happened to them? My GameCube, for example, looks like it was thrown out of a car and had a blood drip on it, and it works. What happened? Can somebody explain to me what happened? No, I don't want to do this anymore. I've decided that I'm turning around. We've gone down this road. We've gone down this road with me specifically. Good morning, Lindsay. We've gone down this road with me specifically a lot, and my whole Nintendo thing. I feel like you guys get it. I feel like if I ask the question, it's not gonna sound salty. It's gonna sound salty if I say the question. So, I will just say the DSi was and still is one of the dopest things that I've owned, and as far as gaming is concerned. $5, Jesus Christ. I recently opened up and cleaned it out, and man, it was crusty on the inside. Ooh, you know what I love? I love opening. I love opening up my synthesizers and like, ooh, like like putting down a bunch of like paper towels, and then getting like my tweezers and Q-tips and a bunch of like alcohol, and then rubbing alcohol, and then like opening up like my PlayStation controllers, my opening up like a keyboard, computer keyboard, or like a synthesizer, and just like going to town. That feels so good for me for some reason. Throwing on some good music, now that's a good time. One day I want to get like the one of those little things that I can like slide over my eye, the little helmet where you can slide over the little like magnifying thing. If I could just do that, if somebody put like a big pile of like dirty, nasty, stank like 14-year-old boy been eating like loose meat sandwiches and playing I don't know diet like I don't know some like Halo or something like that a bunch of times, I I would like if they just dumped a bunch of those controllers. They're like, here, we'll give you like a little bit of money. We're gonna leave you in the middle of the forest. You have like your little clean tent, and you just clean out controllers all day and listen to like I don't know Bjork. That'd be really sick. But anyways, yeah. I feel you with cleaning out the stuff. It can get really crusty in there, can't it, Cyber? I'm gonna need you to come over and clean all the PS4 controllers. I love cleaning PS4 controllers. Particularly PS4 controllers. I think out of all of the controllers, the PS4 controller is the one that I've opened and cleaned the most often. It feels like second nature to me now. I have unplugged all of mine, but that was to replace the sticks in them because the original PS4 sticks are rubbery and suck. Sorry. Taylor Nicole is here. I couldn't sleep, so I'm popping in here. How's your head, Taylor? I want good news. I've never taken apart a single controller, says Lindsay. Oh. Oh, this says, when do you know it's time to clean out your controller? When was the last time you cleaned out your controller, Diz? I'm the wrong person to ask. You know when it's time to clean out your controller? Sunday. That's when it's time to clean out your controller. I don't know. Sunday. The GameCube controller that came with the GameCube, that had a mess and a half too. I had to soak all the plastic bits in the water and soap overnight to begin to clean it. It was horrendous. That sounds like such a good time to me, Cyber. Ugh. That's all I want to do today. But I already cleaned all my controllers. They're clean now. Yeah, that sounds fun. It. I love doing that. One thing that I don't like doing though is dusting. I hate dusting. Why do I like doing that but not dusting? I guess because, whatever. Anyways, I say blood because whatever was caked into it was red. And it was very likely barbecue sauce. Well, now I'm hungry. Can I hear some chocolate? Umbe, that emoji like gives me such a visceral reaction. Cyber, did I ever learn the spicy bit in chocolate? Okay. How are you doing so far? I'm about to mess this up. No. No. Omni, no. No. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't remember the rhythm though, but I do remember the chords. It's like. I'll get it, Cyber. Remember your music theory. First time around is sus. Then you resolve it to the second time. First time sus. Oh, this isn't music theory. This is my romantic history. Just hopping in today. I'll catch you later. Goodbye, Diz. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Your presence was noticed and it was appreciated. Nobody says the breakdown chuckle is how I imagine my neurons working sound like. What a wild thing to say. What? You're talking about that bit? Oh crap! Come on, Nami. Don't. Go go go. Boom. Boom 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 boom. That's so unlike me. What am I doing? What is that? Why would I ever hit that chord? Doesn't even make any sense. I know I hit it, but it doesn't sound like you on me. See, like, look at that. That's wrong. What was I on? What did we eat that day? Tom, what did we eat that day? Anyways, can you believe it's the 15th already? Something is awry. I need to hit my friend to let them know they need to pay me for their phone bill. Thank you for the reminder, Lindsay. I like that bit. That I believe I played. That makes sense to me. I feel like you're actually reminding me of bills a lot. Every day's a new bill. It's got to be the gas bill, the water bill, Netflix bill, rent bill, electric bill, Spectrum. No, Spectrum doesn't deserve that chord. Spectrum. Hopefully I can make it through the entirety of Tuesday without my internet going off. Ha ha ha. Whoa. You know, I saw Crisis HQ and I thought you were one of my other friends. Remember Bacon and Eggs? I love that song, says Crisis. Aw. I woke up alone today. I woke up alone. That song always is true. and it's always good. Thank you. Thank you for knowing that song, Crisis. Yeah, that's off of the Lost Polaroids EP. I never mentioned that EP because I like pretending it doesn't exist. I very rarely bring up bacon and eggs. I very rarely bring up Tuesday in the stream, and I kind of rarely bring up I Miss You. But I do bring up Amnesia every now and then, which is also off of that the Lost EP. I love that. You know, when I made Lost Polaroids, I didn't actually foresee it ending up being what it is, which is literally a Lost EP. So thank you for knowing the song Bacon and Eggs Crisis. How did you find the song Bacon and Eggs, by the way? If you don't mind me asking. If you don't want to answer, that's fine. Oh, I love that. I love that. If I could just figure out how to do that regularly. I figured it out. I think my property manager's name is Landlord. I think. You know, I haven't looked at my lease in a long time. I don't think they have either. I don't think they know what my name is. I have to figure out the second half of that thing because I think I usually will get carried away and I actually will lose my footing. Losing your footing off of excitement. What? Oh, sorry, Lindsay. I misunderstood what you said. That you were talking about something completely different. That's nice. That's nice. Bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs is about. Bacon and eggs is a. Maybe if I. Okay, hold on. No, Omni. There it is. And then the second time it gets. Yeah. That's where I always lose my footing. So. There it is. I mean, I lost it again, but at least I'm getting the rhythm better. My day's going okay. A little hungry, but it's going okay. Thanks for asking, Erwan. Or thanks for hoping, I should say. Bacon and Eggs is about my what's the word? Do you ever well, they almost killed that cat. That cat would not have survived that. Anyways, have you ever gotten out of a it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. Have you ever gotten out of a relationship? It could be a work relationship or a like a family relationship or a friendship or a any type of relationship. Have you ever gotten out of a relationship and then you realize, oh, I have not done anything. I've been investing so much of my time and energy into this thing that I haven't done anything for me at all. And then on one hand, you're like kind of sad for a second, but then you're like, you know what? I gotta get back to work now. Like, I gotta start like making breakfast again. I gotta start like working on music. I gotta get back in my zone again. There's this. I had a really good and happy and explorative conversation with Redacted, I guess, and he was talking to me about how he's happy that he's married. Like he's happy in his marriage. He's married, by the way. He was like really happy, but he said that part of him knows that he'll never be able to tap into that like space he was once in artistically because of how all consuming that space was for him. Like he would like become like this like kind of like really selfish, walled off, like self-sufficient, like hermit crab while he really got into like the deep of his art stuff. And he just says he just doesn't have that anymore. He can't do that anymore, and that he's fine with it. That he's made that grown-up decision to like no longer need to go there. And I was like, dang, that's so cool, bro. Wasn't that a good story? Anywho, Ubi says, yes, and never again. Ubi's never letting this happen to them again. Well, at least you're resolute. Oh boy. Why does it feel like today's Monday? I don't remember streaming yesterday, guys. I have zero recollection of streaming yesterday. I don't know what we talked about. I don't know what I was wearing. Sometimes I do this thing, peeling back the curtain, by the way. Sometimes I do this thing where if I've had a particularly long work day and I haven't left my house, I'll just wear the same like shirt. I'll wear the same shirt like 2, sometimes 3 days in a row. I know. Whatever. I'm a human being. I feel okay sharing this. And sometimes I'll like sometimes if I've had a particularly wild work day, I'll like I'll check yesterday's morning medley and I'll look at what I'm wearing in the morning medley, and if I'm wearing the same shirt, I'll change. If I can remember, I'm like, oh, I don't want them to think that I'm like literally a bum. So I'll change shirts not because I want to, but because I don't want you guys to think that I'm dying. And then after the morning medley, I'll just put back on the other shirt that I was wearing. I know, wild, right? But true. I think that the level of the level of neglect that my career in art gets, depending on how many relationships I'm entertaining, is almost directly related. you know, right now in 2020, I've had like I should say that I haven't been Omni, you're definitely dying. I like that. Can I just have that out of context? I was looking at a documentary yesterday about all of the the riots in LA. Not the ones in 2020, believe it or not. Mostly about the ones in the 60s and then the ones in the 90s. And it was funny seeing how not funny haha, but funny I hate my country. Where I was like thinking about like wow, nothing's really changed. Like it all of the things they were saying about like the riots in 1992 before I lived here, of course, were like I was like, this sounds like 2020. A thing happens, like it's like the amount of days that went by, the police reaction to the thing. So and so does this, a cop does this, the cop gets off. It was like everything was, and I'm not trying to bum everybody out in the stream, so I'm gonna move on from this point. But basically, I was looking at this documentary yesterday about like how awful everything is, and wow. Anyways, and they were talking about also about how this coincided with like Pablo Escobar and like a lot of like cocaine, crack coming into LA, from South America and Central America. And this like there's like this excerpt of a news guy that's like, crack is a serious drug. Like you'll sell the shirt off your back to get it. You'll sell your car. You'll sell your kids. Like, and he was like, and then there's just this clip of this guy like out of context saying, "I'll kill your mother," and it wasn't funny, but out of context it was hilarious to me because it wasn't like a random dude. It was like a newscaster. It was like a dude like at the news desk going like, "I'll kill your mother." What was the documentary? I don't remember. It's probably be easy for me to figure out though. It was just on TV. It was like there's like a Pluto TV channel that just shows back to back documentaries, and it was one of those. Wild, wild, wild times. Wild, wild, wild times. Not a lot has changed. Anyways, yeah. Sometimes I have to check the previous stream to see if I'm wearing the same shirt. I don't know that I've ever worn this Katamari shirt out of my house. I don't like the way it fits me. See that? I don't like this. This is more my style. I like it. I like it when there's like. I like to feel. What was it? No, I can't say that out loud in the stream. Has anybody seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Sometimes I make references to that show, but references to that show out of context for somebody that hasn't seen the show make me sound absolutely wild. And so I've tried to be a little bit more careful about my It's Always Sunny references. Talking about something in 2020 before the dying everything sucks stuff. Was I? 2020. I think I was saying that I haven't Oh, I almost remember it. I can see it. It's floating around here. It was like I haven't interacted with people. I haven't been responsible. I haven't really had to entertain that many relationships just because like even my friends, like I just don't see them, and I also don't really talk to them that much. Like homies that live like 3 blocks away, like we're not exactly like texting every day. I just assume that they're okay. Anyways, yeah, and so a lot of my time has been given to music, but that's way better than the old way. That's way better than the old way. Sorry, hold on. Sorry. Oh my god, that actually flows. Liana, you made it. I need a beat. I need a beat so badly. Oh my god. No, 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 no. Ooh, so breathy. No, I need my other one. I love to hear a jazz band cover Vanilla. Now that I think about it, it says Umbe. I'm hungry. What part of Vanilla? What part of Vanilla? The part where it goes. Oh, I'm having fun this morning. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Whenever somebody says jazz, there's a very specific it's actually not a sax. It's not a sax. I think in my brain I'm hearing it as a clarinet. I'm hearing like jazz clarinet do it. It's not sax. It's definitely woodwinds. And I think it's just swing time. It's just like you know what? Clover Salad is actually filled with the jazz joke in my brain. It's like it's just jazz funny. I don't think it's actual jazz. I don't think it's actual jazz, but in my brain, whenever somebody says, "Oh, you know what? I would like to hear a jazz version of like Spring Street." In my brain, I hear Spring Street. I hear like, and then I hear a jazz clarinet going, like it's a riff. I'm hearing a riff. I'm not actually hearing any like chord or harmony. And so when you say vanilla, you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing saloon music. Inspired by jazz. I'm gonna put inspired by jazz under an asterisk under every single thing that I make. Inspired by video games. Inspired by jazz. Inspired by long cold nights in a Volkswagen Jetta. You know, I drove past the Target parking lot that I was living in. What day was this? What day is this? What day was this though? Seriously. Um, this was Saturday. Yeah, it would have had to have been Saturday or Friday. Anyways, I drove past the Target and I had like this great like man, sometimes that stuff be feeling good. I don't know. You ever think back to something and you think to yourself like, well, you think back to something that you did? and think, what on earth? Like, why did I, like, did I want it that bad? You ever think back to something that you did for somebody and you're just like, they weren't even that good. They were actually kind of trash. I was like, and I was doing a lot. Or you think back to like a job that, of course, in retrospect, you look back on, you're like, that job sucked. But you think back to like how like bad you worked to get that job, or like how hard you worked for it. And it's like, I would never do that today for anything, for any job ever. I think there's like a few places, there's a few landmarks in LA. LA's obviously a very big city, right? So like you can live in LA, you can live in, like, for example, you can live in Manhattan Beach, very beautiful town. I love Manhattan Beach. As somebody that doesn't live there or particularly like going there or like the people that live there, I love Manhattan Beach. And I never end up there, you know? It's not on the way to anything. It's not really next to anything. Manhattan Beach, for those of you that don't know LA very well, there's a very popular tourist beach called Santa Monica Beach. That's where, you know, the pier is with the Ferris wheel on the pier and everything. That's where a lot of your like fancier restaurants and resorts are. That's where all of like the big sidewalk where you can kind of ride your bike all the way down to Venice. And there's a gym on the beach. There's a skate park on the beach. Lots of street performers, stuff like that. So there's Santa Monica, right? And Venice. I'll just like group them in together. Those are like the two big touristy beaches in LA. If you go down south, you know, from those beaches, like if you're driving in your car, not even really that long of a drive. I would say 15 minutes, you know, but just far enough to where like tourists don't end up there. You reach Manhattan Beach, which is a much more residential beach. It's like I mean, for those of you guys who have been to, you know, I know obviously people like Liana have been to a lot of like West Coast beach towns. So I don't necessarily need to explain this, but there are some people that maybe don't get it or understand what I'm talking about or what it looks like. I don't know. Google an image of Manhattan Beach and pretty much one picture can kind of show you what that entire one picture can explain it. You don't really need to even look at two. You don't need to look at anything. Just Google Manhattan Beach and it's like, yeah, it looks like that. So Manhattan Beach, GTA Vice City, Jesus Christ. So Manhattan Beach is a place that I don't end up, but it is part of LA. Just because LA is so big, you know, I don't end up in Manhattan Beach. I don't really end up in Santa Monica. I don't end up in Bel Air. I don't end up in Beverly Hills a lot. I don't end up in Hollywood. The only time I ever really go to Hollywood is if I'm going to or attending a show, or I need to go to the line store. There really aren't any shops or restaurants there that I need anymore since they closed Smoke's Poutine. So there is a Target where when I first moved to LA and I was still living in my car, in the very beginning I would just park my car random places because I didn't quite understand the city. But in Pasadena, there's a Target that has its parking lot it has like a pretty small parking lot, but then it has an underground parking lot. Like you drive you know down this ramp and now you're one layer below, but it's not necessarily like gated. There's no gate or anything. You know, it's free parking. And I parked there once overnight and nobody bothered my car and like nobody bothered me. Even the workers that like came in the next morning kind of like parked to go to work, and like some of them would like look at me and like look at my car, and I know they knew what I was doing, but they just didn't care. Like nobody cared. Nobody called the cops or anything. And I was like, oh, that's pretty chill. And I never actually went inside the Target. I've never been inside of that Target. It was just kind of where I slept every night. And so the other day, last week, I like drove my car past that Target, and I was like, dang, I wanted to get out of Arizona, and I wanted my music career to do well so bad that I was like, that's where I was. And I wasn't even like sad. I wasn't like, you know, like huddling into a ball and like crying every night. I was just like sitting in there eating like a couple slices of hot and ready's. You know, you buy one hot and ready in the morning, take a couple of slices for breakfast, get another couple of slices for lunch. You have a very big dinner, you know, because you've been going to job interviews all day. So you eat those slices cold, which is the thing that I only got into in 2015. Eat a few cold slices of pizza. You know, you watch a couple of YouTube videos until your phone dies and you go to bed. I mean, you go to back seat. But yeah, I don't really pass that Target a lot. In fact, sometimes I forget where it is. And every now and then I'll just kind of be like driving through Pasadena, I'll lose my way, or I'm going to a different restaurant and I drive past it and I'm like, whoa. It's one of those things where like you get big and you go by your old high school and suddenly the high school looks very small and you're like, dang, I used to spend like 7 to 8 hours in this building every day. What a prison. That's how I think of when I look at that Target parking lot. Just like, wow, I used to just be in that parking lot all day. I would like to go back to 2015 for a second. I want to know. I want to know how good I was at keyboard back then. I wonder how much I've grown from Target parking lot only. Good morning, Isidora. Why specifically a Target parking lot? Sorry, I didn't see a. Um, sorry, I didn't see your question, Cyber. Why specifically a Target parking lot? Oh, I think I explained it in it. The people just didn't bother me. The people didn't bother me. In LA, like you kind of can't park just anywhere. Um, People will like whether it's because like you need a permit to park certain places, like on certain streets, whether for that reason or because people will call the cops on you if they see you like sleeping in your car. That happens a lot. Like if you like park in a specific neighborhood and people like see you, they'll be like, we've got another one of them, and they'll call the cops to kind of like harass you a little bit. And so I think I picked a Target parking lot because where I come from, Arizona, Walmarts are kind of like if you went to a Walmart, and I don't know if this is true wherever you guys are, if you even have Walmarts, because in LA there really aren't any Walmarts. But I could like park my car in a Walmart parking lot, walk my car, and I could leave it in Arizona for like several days, and it'll be fine. No one's gonna tow it. No one's gonna like be weirded out that it's like all dusty and got spider webs on it. People are just gonna like be chill, unless it's in like a prime spot. But if you park like somewhere in the middle, like people just leave the car alone. This is there are no Walmarts in like central LA. Targets are kind of the next best thing, I think, and so that's why I kind of went. Um, I went with Target, but I have never been actually. I said in the story, I've never actually been inside the Target. I've never gone inside, so I didn't do any shopping there. One day I should go inside. Actually, I don't know if that'll break the illusion. I don't know exactly what the illusion is in this example, but yeah, I've never actually been inside of it. In those early days, 2015. I guess it's only favorable now because I'm no longer doing it. So now I can talk about those months as like, God, it was fun. But like, those days, the only things that I went into that I can remember is I went into Little Caesars almost every day. I went into Starbucks almost every day, cyber. And I went to wherever my job interviews were. My whole routine was, you get your breakfast hot and ready. And then I would go to Starbucks and I would buy just literally a green tea. Like I would get a green tea with like 8 pumps of sweetener, which I've learned now is a lot, apparently. Anyways, I would get just like a green tea with 8 pumps of sweetener, and then I would sit in there and I would just apply for jobs all day on my laptop. And like, sometimes goof off a little bit. Like sometimes I would just like look at YouTube videos and stuff like that. But usually I would just like apply to a bunch of jobs. Like I would just like nuke applications. Like I would apply for like 30 jobs. And then I'd go back to my car, eat a few more slices of the hot and ready. And then I would just kind of like wander around town. I didn't want to I didn't want to drive my car because obviously gas is expensive. So I would like find some place to like tuck my car, and I would just take buses around town, like trying to figure out the layout of the city. Something that's actually really really cool, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced this, is like moving to a place or being in a new place and it just seeming so complicated and not making sense, and then obviously after living there for a few months or a few years you get it. It just becomes like the back of your hand, and then you try to relate to like that confusion you once felt towards it and you just can't access it anymore. It's like, how was I getting lost here? Like, how did this not make sense to me? This is my home now. Oh boy. But anyways, no, I never went to Target. So, Little Caesars, Starbucks, the job applications. We also, because I was also hanging out with Dusty a lot at the time, we went to a lot of apartment viewings. We definitely got to a point where we were looking at apartments that we knew that I could never afford, just because we were just like, hey, there's an apartment viewing, there's an open house, you want to go check these out? And we would just like go look at apartments. We had no idea what we were doing. Oh man, that's weird. Leanna says, how did the beaches relate? Are you talking about when I was talking about Manhattan Beach? I was talking about how there's just places that, because like LA's big, I feel like whenever I talk about it, sometimes it doesn't translate well to people that don't live in big cities, but like there are whole like sections of the city that I just do not see anymore. And so sometimes like when I tell people like, oh yeah, like technically right now, Liana, I live 15 minutes away from that Target, right? The Target that I was living in the parking lot of. And I just never see it. And people will be like, how do you never see that Target? That doesn't even make any sense. And it's just like, oh, because like it's a big city. I don't know. I just never go there. It's not my spot. It's not my chill hang. It's not my chill hang spot anymore. That puts a lot of those early videos you used to share on Twitter into context. Yes. Yes, 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 sirree. Yes, indeed. Homeless Omni was a different man. He was cool, though. I assure you, he was cool. His hair was shorter. And he read more. He listens to a lot more music, I'll tell you that much. A song called Target Parking Lot. Wait, I already have a song about being homeless. Never mind. Oh, I started playing the wrong song, sorry. It's crazy to think that back when times were harder, but somehow you were more productive. Ooh. Yeah. Crow says, and what song is that? Assuming that you're replying to the expression, or sorry, the comment that I made saying that I already have a song about homelessness. The song's called Going Nowhere. Which when I say it like that, when I say I have a song about homelessness called Going Nowhere, it sounds very, very dour. But trust me, it's chill. It's a chill song. people are as self-aware that I was the future him, because that matters. Like I ran into me on the street as the homeless person, and the homeless person looked at me and didn't know that I was him. Ooh, ooh, Cyber, deep cut, deep cut. Cyber, that song. I wish that song was written about somebody. You ever just write a love song about absolutely no one? Both answers. If I knew it was me, and this was my future, I think that Homeless Omni is like bummed. And if I and if I meet me and I have no idea that this is me from the future, I just think I'm just some random person in LA. I think Homeless Omni is annoyed. Home is You is a very good song though. I don't remember the chords from it. I wish I did. A lot of the what's it called? A lot of the quarantine songs, Cyber. I don't remember the chords from. I remember obviously French Lavender because I played in the stream pretty regularly, I guess. And then that's kind of it. I can't really play. What was the first one called? Morning Dew or Mango Screw or something? What was the first one called? Actually, I actually don't remember. Something something. Morning Dew? Was it not called Morning Dew? Anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter. I thought it had a fruit name like melon something. Honeydew? Honeydew. No, maybe not. I feel like it was Honeydew. Oh, Soothsayer says it's Honeydew. Hi, Soothsayer. Thank you for confirming for me. Honeydew. Honeydew, French Lavender, Home Is You. I don't remember the chords to Home Is You. I don't remember the chords to. I don't remember the titles of half of them. Never mind. Honeydew, French Lavender, Home Is You, Dreams Come True, Money Talks, Easy Go. I'm missing so many. Honeydew, French Lavender, Dreams Come True, Home Is You, Money Talks, Easy Go. Oh, I'm just missing one maybe. Oh, I'm missing two. Paisano. What am I missing? Old Enough. Thank you. Oh, and I'm Not Dead. Thanks, guys. Wow. It feels so good. It feels so good. Now I'm complete. I'm Not Dead is a very good song. I'm Not Dead should have been an actual release, but it's not. Old Enough is more so just me being in my feelings about being in my feelings, I guess. But thank you guys for reminding me of those songs. Yeah, Crow, go listen to my Homeless Jam. It's about living in a car. It's about living in a car that I still have because I dumped a lot of money into putting another transmission into it after the old one died. I looked up a picture of. Okay, first of all, I don't care about cars, right? I don't even know cars. Somebody says, "What's this car?" I say, "I don't know," but I have had three. I have had a Ford Escort, at a 1995 Ford Escort. I had a 2001 Mercury Cougar, and holy crap! Sorry, that's wow. Anyways, okay, wow. So I had a Ford Escort, I had a Mercury Cougar, and I currently have a Volkswagen Jetta, and those are my three cars. And I'm not a big car person. I'm not a big car head. My head is so far away from cars. But, just like anything else, like a t shirt or a bed or a game controller, I do develop an intimate relationship with them. And I think, and just like I had to Google an image of Ford Escort, a 1995 Ford Escort, yesterday, I think it was, or 2 days ago. And the Ford Escort only came in so many colors. I think it came in like four colors, maybe even three. It comes in like this ugly teal thing, and it comes in this like really weird, like reddish pink lipstick color, and also like a blue. Anyways, and I had the like lipstick colored one, and looking at that car made me want it again so bad. I'm not like a vintage car person, and it's like I could find one. I'm sure I could find a 1995 Ford Escort and like trade in what is currently a much better car probably and get one, but like it probably wouldn't last very long. It probably is trash, but dang, I remember loving that car. I don't know how we got here. I didn't really do a proper medley today, did I? I'm sorry, guys. It's a little funny to hear that since LA has a huge variety of car types on the road. LA does have a huge variety of car types on the road. It also has a huge variety of human types on the sidewalks. Mm-mm-mm. Very cool town, very cool town. Visit LA someday, guys. I promise. You won't regret it, at least immediately. You won't regret it in the moment. You might somewhere down the line think to yourself, those palm trees serve absolutely no shade. It's like a telephone pole that we have to water. I hate them. Um, but yeah, visit LA. It's beautiful. It's great. After looking at the thing about yesterday about the riots, I I developed a new love. Sorry, new leaf. I developed a new love for Los Angeles because a lot of those places haven't changed. Like LA, or at least the areas that I hang out in and live in, haven't really changed that much since the '60s. Um, However, obviously, like if you're going to places like you know Western Hollywood or you're going to like downtown, these areas have changed a lot. Like a lot in those times. A lot of these places will have like images up inside the shop of like what the storefront used to look like, in the 40s or whatever, and it's cool. So much has changed. There used to be streetcars, just like in San Francisco, we used to have streetcars on the streets, but no longer is that a thing. And I think the areas that I live in though, like haven't really changed that much. Like a lot of Eastern LA is kind of unchanged. However, the gentrification wave is coming, and it's coming fast. Umbe takes this time to say, you ever have a track that sounds like a partly mixed and you haven't actually mixed any of it yet? Yeah, and I hate that. I actually hate that. I actually got really upset. I was talking to one of my friends last night, and I think that she's had just about enough of me. I think she said, when you can feel like you can feel like somebody's going to like they're going to kill you. You're like pushing them to their limits. She said just about enough of me, and I was complaining to her about like how angry I was at my EQ because I feel like this thing happens, Umbe, which you will understand because you just asked the question you asked, where sometimes you'll make a song and it just sounds good. I'm not talking about tone. I'm not really talking about harmony. I'm not talking about melody or any of that catchiness or whatever. It just sounds crisp. Everything sounds well mixed. And sure, you've done some EQing yourself, but it feels good, even with like very little EQing. And this thing happens. I don't know if this happens to you, Umbe, but sometimes it happens to me because I'm an idiot. Sometimes I'll be like, oh my god, I think I'm just like getting better. I think I'm just improving at mixing, and that's why this song sounds so hot. And then I'll make another song, and it just sounds muddy as heck, and I just can't clean it. I can't clean it. And I know there's a lot of variables here. There's a lot of like low end fighting happening. There's a lot of just samples that didn't have a good starting place. If you're working with a lot of subpar samples, which I do, it's going to make the mixing process even more complicated and difficult down the line. But it happens in mixing, but it happens in a lot of things. There's a lot of things in art where it's kind of like sometimes you just like hit it. You hit it right for reasons that aren't really apparent to me. Sometimes things just kind of line up and you get like a really good product, and then I will attribute 100% of that product's quality to my own skill. And sometimes it's just not true. Sometimes you kind of get lucky. Sometimes, you know, whatever. Anyways, the quality's in the ingredients and not so much in the mixing. And it makes me feel weird when I can just throw an EQ on something and leave it. Yeah. I hate it. I hate it. As far as like soundscapes go, there are certain things that make a lot of sense to me. You know, I mean, well, this is no secret. A lot of you guys will probably know this, particularly Umbe or Lindsay, or maybe just somebody that listens to my music in conjunction to a lot of other songs. I specifically mix my music really quiet, and I also have very quiet masters. So typically, if you're like listening to my music in a playlist of like you've got like I don't know like Zed, Drake, Maroon 5, Carly Rae Jepsen, Omni Boy, and then like Owl City and Trapped. I don't know, System of a Down, Metallica. I don't know. Things are getting very new metal-y at the bottom, but Korn and I don't know, Puddle of Mud. You have that playlist. I'm going to be quieter than everybody else on that playlist. And I think that the reason that I'm quieter than everybody else on that playlist is one, I mix my music extremely quiet, which is why now I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, but in the Friday stream, sometimes I freak out because I think that I'm blowing your guys' eardrums out. But I mix so quietly now that it's just, I've turned up my speakers, I've turned up my headphones to be really, really loud, but the song on the actual DAW is really quiet. And so I mix really quiet because I'd much rather be too quiet, obviously, than too loud and peaking. But that sweet spot, that like kind of sweet spot where you're just loud enough to hit the ceiling without breaking through the roof is not where I live. I usually live like right around the floor. And so a lot of my music is quieter than other people's songs. A lot of just casual listeners of music don't really have a grievance about this with me, but I know that my producer colleagues are always kind of like frowning sideways at my mixes because of this. And so it is a thing that I think about a lot when mixing things. Sometimes the mix just works, Umbe. Sometimes, Jesus, you know. Music is EQ'd too loud, too much nowadays, says Cyber. I agree with you, Cyber. I agree with you. The loudness war. Tell me about it. But it's just like, you know, I'm a dinosaur. Right? The kids want it loud. The kids want it big. They want it loud. They want it clipping. They want it redlining. They want it losing dynamics. They want to feel it in their guts, in their little gutsies. But I crank my songs. I'm hungry. Anyways, I'm waiting for the day when someone gets mad at me for that. No one's going to get mad at you for that, Umbe. That's where we're going. Things are getting louder. Things are getting louder and louder and louder and louder. So, yeah, it's a thing for me. It's a thing for me. Like, the only reason I want my music to be louder is because I know that in a mix of a lot of other people's music, my music sounds quieter in comparison to other people. And I fear that some people will equate that to quality or professionalism as casual listeners, because I know in the industry, people do that. Like if you send a song, if you're like shopping around your single, and you have a really quiet mix, most people will be like, oh, I'm not gonna listen to this. And they won't even like give you a chance. Like you have to have like a pretty sick mix and master when you're shopping stuff around, typically. Just a heads up, if anybody was trying to, I don't know, send their music to a Warner in the next couple of weeks. Go ahead. You know what makes me laugh? Says Cyber. That Old Navy commercial. What Old Navy commercial? A song that was mixed really, really low from like the 60s or something, and I really liked that. I might try that one day. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Ombe. It's okay though. Oh, look at him do his little jig. Oh, the trash man started dancing. Wow. Well, that made me feel a little loud. It's like It Done playlists. You know, all the hits. And I always noticed that when I got into Steely Dan territory. Whoa, guys, this is so cool. Hey, Cyber, I don't know if you can still hear me, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep going and act like it's not happening, but it's definitely happening. Wow, that's wild. I can see it, Cyber. I can see it. I don't really know why it's happening. It's not like my data should be fine. My data's fine. Did I use my unlimited? Now I'm getting. Am I using my unlimited? Whoa, what if it was the garbage man? Is it clearing up now? I mean, I still look like pixels to me on it. Did that clear it up? That's weird. From my perspective, guys, the garbage man did a dance, and then my phone went all buggy. And then the garbage man drove away, now things are notably better. That's weird. The audio is desynced, I'm sorry. Is it even desynced if you refresh it? Don't worry about it, it doesn't matter. I don't remember what I was talking about now. I just want to be able to get that chord progression right. Oh, I almost had it. Okay, so it's. That should be like. Yeah. I'm close. Your shirt reminds me I still need to pick up Katamari. Do you also still need to pick up Chorizo? Maybe it was the garbage man. I do feel like it was the garbage man, Cyber. I feel like it was. He did his little dance and he looked at me, and I think it's because he knew what was going on. He was probably sending me something. Maybe a virus? I don't know. Anyways, I hope he has a good rest of his day. I do very, very much enjoy the garbage man, and I didn't wave at him today. Maybe that's why he was dancing. just one person in here knew the band Facing New York. Oh. Anyways, uh, I think that there's a song. I wish I knew any of the names of the songs. Okay, so Katamari Damari. Oh me. Katamari Damacy has a song called "Lonely Rolling Star." Obviously, we all love it. It might as well be the single of that game. And then it also has a song called "Que Sera Sera," which I feel like maybe only I like. Well, that's an exaggeration. I feel like it's less popular than "Lonely Rolling Star," but it's very good. Shabba-ba-da. That one. Ba-doo-be-doo-be-doo, boo-doo-boo-ba-shabba-ba-da. That one. Do shabba-ba-da. You know that one? I feel like both of those songs. I'm gonna woo you up. I'm gonna woo you up in my life. I love that song. I love that song for a lot of the same reasons that I like actually making Picture This and Just Believing. I think that they're both very, very cool songs with a good message that is very tied to the theme of the game about rolling up a lot of junk. I think that when you guys have sent in or when I've had to like do a lot of plunderphonic sample digging, it's nice to take some of those vocal bits and make them part of the song. I feel like I'm wearing a romper. I'm gonna put my leg down now. It looks like a romper. It made me a little uncomfortable. Anyways, I feel like taking the samples from the parts in the plunderphonic and then like making some type of story out of them. Cyber, don't laugh at me. I don't know. I didn't like the way that looked. I think I like how themed the lyrics are in those two songs, and I think going forward, this might be a thing for me. I think if I'm going to make that song about Mitch Buchanan, I think I need some samples from Baywatch. I think I need a sample of somebody splashing about or somebody screaming, "No! Shark!" or something like that. Crips! The Crips have got me! Guys, by the way, I found that episode. If you guys weren't in the Discord thing, a few weeks ago I mentioned an episode of Baywatch where one of the characters drives through Los Angeles and they get kidnapped by a bunch of Crips because they're wearing a red, Baywatch themed top, and the Crips supposedly mistake this person for being a Blood. I figured out what episode that was, so I will link it later. Anyways, what was the name of the episode? That I've forgotten, but I do have it. I have it bookmarked. I'll find it. Lonely Rolling Stars, a Vocaloid thing. Yes. Yes, it is. Lonely Rolling Star. Wow. But I think Que Sera Sera actually might be a doper song. Yeah, pound for pound. Pound for pound. What? What are you doing? Oh. Oh, I see. I actually don't like that song, by the way. Cyber. I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but I don't like that song. I don't like a lot of Vocaloid stuff. I know I technically bought whatever that game is called, Diva Head, Hatsune Miku's Diva Head Adventure or whatever. Technically, I did buy that game, and I also did purchase the extra song packs. Thank you, Liana. I bought Project Diva, and I also did buy the extra song packs. But if I'm being honest, I think I bought it because it's a rhythm game. I don't even like 90% of the songs. I was playing through the songs, and somebody asked me like, "How are you still playing this game?" And I'm like, "Because I haven't gotten A's on all the songs in the game." And as soon as I got A's on all the songs in the game, I just stopped playing it. But there's another pack of songs, and I might also purchase those. I love rhythm games. I'll play a rhythm game where none of the music in it is good. I will do. Oh, let me back that up. I'll play a rhythm game where none of the music in it is to my liking. Because I remember when everybody was playing Pump and I was, whatever. Anyways. Weeb's normalized Vocaloid. It's not actually cool. There's a cool Vocaloid songs, but they definitely... the exception, not the rule. Thank you. Thank you. Coming soon, Omni's opinions on each individual Vocaloid character. Is there any Vocaloid and Omniboy songs? I mean, technically Bumblebee. If you guys have heard the song Bumblebee, that's not my voice. That's no human voice. But I think that might be it. I think that might be my only song that has like a Vocaloid thing in it. I feel like I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't think that one even has that. I think that's it. Anyways, yeah, Vocaloid's cool. Anyways, Yamaha sponsors me, so I want to take a moment to say, shout out Hatsune Miku. She's our hero. Couldn't live without her. One of the best music tools I've ever used. Wow, I can't believe we already did like a full. Almost a full 2 hours. Technically, I started the stream late, so I am going until 11:15. But I am going to start going over a little bit of news. This is the last time that I'm going to mention that remix, but the remix is out. Well, this is the last time I'm going to mention it as far as like go listen to it. It'll probably remain as part of the news as far as 2020 releases, because I've technically released nothing this year, but 2 of my songs have come out. The View came out at the top of the year, and Away With Me remix came out at the bottom of the year. 2 bookends to what was a disastrous year for all of us. The creator of Harry Potter, says Medley. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. I'd say music created with Minecraft and Harry Potter. Oh wow! I almost said something wild. All right. Anyways, hello, lol user QWERTY. See, I know how to say it now. Thank you for explaining to me how to say that. By the way, yesterday. So the remix is out. Go listen to it if you haven't. If you have listened to it, never listen to it again. It's out, and I did a breakdown on how I made it. Last week. Yes, last week. Sorry, not yesterday. I did a breakdown on how I made it last week on Friday. So if you were in that stream, thank you for being there. If you weren't, it's still up. If you heard that remix and you want to know how it was made, I did a pretty comprehensive breakdown of everything that was done in it. I also have some other music out, other remixes. There's a Gucci Gang remix, guys. There's a Bad Bougie remix, I think. There's a Thong Song remix. You guys remember Thong Song? How great it was? Anyways, there's a remix to that. There's a remix to Sorry Miss Jackson by Outkast. There's a remix to Owl City's Fireflies. There's a remix to some song by Katy Perry. It's either Last Friday Night or a different one. There's a lot of remixes by me out and about. Go listen to those. Also, I have an EP called Signals. I was just joking, Umbe. You can listen to it again if you want to. What's up, dude? Oh, I'm bringing back my song recommendations, by the way, in season 3. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've already got quite a backlog of recommendations to recommend. Also, I saw recently that somebody I saw recently that somebody was like following and listening to like my things, like my Spotify like daily recommends and my Spotify. My Spotify Discover Weekly. One, I didn't know you could do that. Two, leave my stuff alone. Get out of there. Stay out of there. Scram. Um, Whoever you are. Also, all of this music, Signals, Tall Tales, House of Omni, Nice Dream, Love Dream, Speed Dream, Daydream, Lush Dream, Ego Death, and Quick Breath can all be found on Bandcamp, Spotify, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon, MP3, Tidal, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, YouTube. Also, while you're on YouTube, I have something out called Quarantunes that contains 8 songs currently, but there will be some more to come next year. Aren't we excited? How does one even access that? That's so strange. Yeah. That's what I said. That's what I said, lol user. It's extremely possible. Also, yeah, that's people were seeing celebrity Spotify things. Yeah, screw that. Stay away from my stuff. That's for me. That's for me. Spotify cooked those up for me only. Go listen to your own things. Go listen to your own Discover Weekly. Go discover your own things. Leave my stuff alone. Don't come to my release radar. Don't come to my likes. Don't comb through my likes. Oh boy. Anyways, I can't remember where I was in the news. Oh, I went over the song releases. So that stuff's all out. Go listen to it when you can. Thank you, Cyber, for linking. I appreciate it. That's like, oh my goodness. Okay, lol user took it somewhere I wasn't gonna take it. I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm gonna go with the rest of the news. Also, guys, we're getting closer and closer to season 3 of the Morning Medleys, which means I am gonna be taking a break early in January after we do scene number 300. I am going to be taking a brief vacation, not from life. I'm going to be working extremely hard to catch up on some of the work that I've gotten behind on, and I'm also going to be working on setting up season 3, whatever that entails. So there will be a break between season 2 and season 3. I'm already preemptively, I did not play 282, thank you Cyber. I'm already preemptively thanking you guys for your patience during the... That's not the first time I've done that. Not the first time I've done that. That's not the first time I've played it. It's like a... What game is that? Didn't they make like Battle of Clash of Clans or whatever? It's like the sound that plays when you turn on the game. Anyways, what was I saying? Umbase says the sound owns. The sound is called Click Synth Bass. Ooh, it's very subby when you go into the actual bass. Pixar movie, says Erwan. Ooh, that's one I haven't gotten in a little while. I like that one. I like that one. The song grows as Boba grows. Oh, Booba. Oh, crap. I would love to like pan too, and Booba's gone. Booba actually isn't gone. He's not here. He's gone. I specifically framed it so that people wouldn't see that. There's just there's like crumbs. There's like Booba crumbs where Booba once was, and it's an empty space. And I don't want anybody to freak out and go like, "Oh, did you kill it already?" So yeah, he's on the dining room table. I took him in there while I was eating my waffle yesterday. Holy crap, that was yesterday. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, I was eating waffle and doing that thing that's probably not good for me, where I just take a bunch of berries and then I have like a little like sauce dish of sugar, and I just dip berries in sugar and eat them. Kind of probably maybe defeating the point of like the fruit being healthy, like sprinkling sugar on them, but sugar berries are great. Anyways, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, Cyber. It's been a while since I had a dinner date. I haven't been on a dinner date in like I don't know, 7 years. Have you ever been like have you ever been out with somebody and you thought to yourself, this isn't a date. There's no way this is a date, right? And it was. That's always pretty funny. Anyways, oh, I thought Booba was the British Teletubbies thing. Technically, it is, Jeff Lee. I didn't even know that when I gave the name to the plant. He asked many times this Cyber. Strawberries dipped in powdered sugar used to hit as a kid. Yes. Yo, chill. Oh my god. Strawberry Head says, Liana reminding me of a Gushers commercial I saw a long time ago. Okay, I think that wraps it up for the news. I think that wraps it up for the news. Booba's okay. I'm okay, I think. It is Trash Tuesday, aka Pizza Nisa Tuesday, so I will be having 2 slices of delicious pizza today. Omni looked at the truck and the beeping stuff. He's cool. He's fine. He's good. He's good. We're cool now. We're cool now. We used to not be, but we're cool now. I think I can get along with just about anybody, actually. Some are really interesting. I don't even think those people like me. You ever think about your neighborhood and you wonder if people like, never mind now, I'm not going to say that because one of my neighbors does come into the stream sometimes. I don't know, which one is this? Capybara Omni says, Liana, you don't know how much I like that thing you just said. Very high compliment. No one ever does that to me anymore. People used to always compare me to capybaras in like 2016, 2017, just because like, well, you were at Jack LA. You saw the nightmare scape of people that were there, and all of them got along with me for whatever reason. Anyways, Anime Glare says swishy. I don't like that term, but I'll take it. Is it the glasses? Erwan says, just a random thought. Isn't it too cold around your place, Omni? We're freezing in eastern France. Hey, Erwan, have you ever been to Nice? Erwan. I haven't played it yet. Lindsay's not getting the capybara joke. Capybaras like notoriously kind of get along with every animal, Lindsay. So there's a lot of like funny images of like capybaras like hanging out with like freaking like cheetahs and like house cats and dogs and horses and sheep and stuff, and all of the other animals like get along with capybaras. Um, I think just because capybaras are very, I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to continue this because there is actually a long list of similarities I have with capybaras, but um, if I keep going, it'll get sad. Erwan says, yeah, amazing place. So, Erwan, LA, it feels similar to Nice in a lot of ways. Um, Only a tad bit warmer. So, it doesn't really, even around this time of year, it doesn't really get that cold. It's like Nice type temperatures, pretty much almost year round. Like it'll get like LA cold, so like cold enough for me to wear, I don't know, 3 layers at night, but during the day you're not really getting that. You're not really getting that because we just don't have a lot of clouds, a lot of blue skies all the time. Um, they also don't get sugar on their strawberries, so you're safe there. Oh. Do they not? I don't know what capybaras eat actually. I just assumed that they ate like chaff or something. Okay, all right. Anyways, I think that point is done. I didn't play. I didn't finish Hush Hour though. They can sleep in water. Can't we all? Guys, as soon as this is all over, as soon as they shoot my booty with the vaccine, I'm going straight to one of those eggs in Santa Monica, and I'm gonna have them lock me in and never open it. You guys know those like little water eggs? Little water eggs? Oh, I can't wait to get in one of those. I was gonna go in one this year, and then everything shut down, and now I can't do it. Liana, oh! I don't like that. I don't like it when Liana beats me to the joke. I was setting up. I was teeing myself up for that joke. Liana, there's a lot of thought that goes into this. There's a lot of thought. I put a lot of effort and preparation into this routine. I was teeing it up so nice, and I was gonna knock it off. I was gonna do a Namine reference, and nobody was gonna get it except you, I guess. And you took it from me. But seriously though, I want to get locked in one of those things. Not like the fictional ones from Kingdom Hearts, but like the real ones. I just saw the temperatures in LA. Your December is about our July. Oh yeah, you better believe it, baby. I haven't spent too much time in Eastern France, but I've spent a lot of time in Nice, Erwan. I really hope you enjoyed spending time there. I sure did, says Erwan, talking about Nice. I did. I've got some like homies there. I've got some very, very troublesome and nasty friends in Nice, and sometimes hanging out with them can be a fun time. Aw, I miss them. Oh, right. Yeah, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Well, it is morning, so I am going to continue with my day, but I want to thank everybody for a very nice conversation. By the way, I want everybody to thank Cyber, because Cyber held it down so hard for the beginning of the stream. The beginning of the stream felt like I was like Skyping Cyber. I just couldn't see him. But I mean, I can't see any of y'all. Anywho, yeah, thank you, Cyber, for that. I appreciate it. You gave me the bits and the vitamins I needed to continue the stream. Thank you, everybody, for your patience, as always, and for your future patience, as I'm sure I'm going to ask for it at some point. It is Tuesday, so I will be mostly out of the house today. I feel like Tuesdays are kind of the days that I'm not really home too much, you know. I do my chores, I do a little bit of work, I play some Genshin Impact, and then I go get my pizza. I generally try to get some fresh air on Tuesdays, so um, I'm still gonna spam the Discord. Oh boy. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Cyber. Um, Thanks, Junk. Well, I didn't even see you here, by the way. I didn't know you were in here, but thank you for being here also, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your. I almost said weekend. Wow. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Thank you, everybody, for being respectful to me and polite to each other. My monitor just died, so any last-minute comments I'm going to have to read on the phone, but there probably won't be any. Thank you, everybody, for. Ciao, fellers, says Umbe. Thank you, everybody, for being respectful and polite to each other. I will see you guys here tomorrow at 9 a.m. for morning medley number 283. I'll blow everybody. I'm not gonna get up this time. Remember this? Remember when I used to just reach for it?